guys know I love to talk about all things digital products, and digital products can include teacher resources and lower ticket offers like a mini course or a playbook. But online courses and memberships are also digital products, and my business has really been the most successful because of online courses, meaning the majority of my income is created from one online course, my course, the Resource Academy. And I've had that course since 2019. It's evolved and it's grown and it's kind of expanded since 2019. It used to just be for math teachers and now it's for all teachers. But I love online courses. In fact, pretty much the whole first season of this podcast was about online courses and memberships because they have just really made probably the biggest impact on my business and on my income. So today I wanted to share 20 different online course ideas for you. I've done this for teacher resources and for lower ticket offers, and I didn't want to leave out online courses. And the majority of these can also be memberships as well. I really think that courses and memberships are very similar. It's just kind of the way that you deliver the content. So online courses, typically you give everything to the customer at one time, or you could even drip it out. But a membership, there's something happening monthly that encourages them to pay monthly. So maybe it could be live coaching or a co-working call, or you're dripping new content every month. Now, I have actually seen a shift in people just giving more self-paced courses, but having a membership option. So instead of giving like lifetime access like you would for a course, people are paying for this course, but every year in order to keep the content, they pay for another membership. I don't see that as much with monthly payment plans, but more with yearly payment plans. So again, I really think that these are interchangeable. You could test to see which type of payment option is, best for your audience. But either way, choosing the topic is really what a lot of people get stuck on. They don't know what you're going to create a course about or a membership about. And if you don't know your niche, then that really is the first step. But your online course could really be your niche, because an online course or membership typically solves a bigger problem than, say, a lower ticket offer would solve. A lower ticket offer would be really, really, really specific, whereas an online course or membership can be about a bigger topic. Not always. I'm speaking in kind of general terms here. There's always exceptions to every rule, but that is typically what I see. So I do have a free training about how to successfully launch a course or membership. It's called 5 Steps to a 5K Launch, and you can watch that. It's a very zero fluff training. If you know me, I'm like, let's get to the point. It's around 35 minutes. You can watch that by heading to lindsaybowden.com/5. That's lindsaybowden.com/FIVE. So let's get into the profitable ideas. Typically, I see the most profitable online course ideas being divided into 3 different categories, either talking about making money or, something to do with financials or getting a job or saving money or getting out of debt, something related with money, or something related to health and wellness, or something related to relationships like parenting or divorce. Now, do you have to fall into one of those 3 categories to be successful? No. It's just easier. People typically will pay for those types of transformations more readily than they might pay for something else. However, there are still plenty of online courses out there that don't fall into those 3 categories. So I'm just going to kind of give you some general ideas first, and then I'll give you some specific ones that fall into one of those 3 categories: money, health, or relationships. So I'm just going to kind of go through these pretty fast. Number 1, meal planning for busy vegans. You guide people in planning nutritious plant-based meals that fit into their hectic schedule. It could include weekly planning templates, quick recipe tutorials, and budgeting tips. Number 2, social media management for pet groomers. Teach pet groomers how to grow their client base using Instagram and Facebook. Now that is still really specific, but the thing with this is, instead of a lower ticket offer where you may just give them templates, or it may just be like a playbook, a course would go over everything they need to know about social media management for those types of businesses. You could also do a membership where like every month you're giving them ideas for what to post on Instagram to build their pet grooming business. All right, number 3, bullet journaling for ADHD. So create a course on how to use bullet journaling as a tool for managing time, setting goals, and staying organized for those with ADHD. You could offer templates and organization tips. Number 4, dog training for apartment living. So help new dog owners train their pets in a small space and focus on positive reinforcement and creating a safe, active environment indoors. Now, you may be thinking, would people really pay for that? But if someone has a dog that is continually messing up their apartment while they're at work, they are going to the bathroom on the floor, and the person who is running the apartment doesn't want to pay the apartment complex all of those steep fees to deal with that, that would be something that they would pay for. Now, it might not be a $500 course, but it could be, on the lower end of course prices. All right, number 5, creating a mindful morning routine for busy moms. Show moms how to incorporate mindfulness into their mornings, even with a packed family schedule. Include yoga, breathing exercises, and journaling prompts. And you could even expand that, like creating a mindful week for busy moms. Number 6, gardening for small urban spaces. So teach city dwellers how to grow herbs, veggies, and flowers on their balconies or windowsills. Number 7, public speaking for introverts. A lot of jobs require you to do some public speaking. And so as an introvert myself, if I had to do public speaking, I would probably buy a course on that to really figure out like the mindset and the techniques around being a successful public speaker, even if I'm not like a big people person. Number 8, DIY home decor for renters. So share creative, budget-friendly decor hacks that don't damage walls or floors. Perfect for renters looking to add a personal flair to their space. Number 9, nutrition for marathon training. So specifically, how do you nourish your body as you are getting ready for a marathon? Number 10, pet portrait painting. I must have had pets on the mind when I was listing these out. There's lots of things about pets. But teach artists and pet lovers how to paint lifelike pet portraits. And you can even expand that into like creating a pet portrait painting business. So people might buy that for holiday gifts or birthday gifts. Teach people how, if they are interested in painting, how to paint pets in order to sell those portraits. Number 11, investing for college students. Create a course on beginner investing, specifically designed for college students to understand stocks and bonds and basics of building long-term wealth. Man, what a beautiful gift that would be. Even for like a parent to buy a college student, that would be such a great gift to build long-term wealth. Number 12, how to start a podcast for educators. So you can see that here, the audience is typically very specific. So like, who is this specifically for? And I've said this before, but if you had 2 different courses, one for just how to start a podcast, and then one specifically for how to start a podcast for educators, and you have a teacher looking to start a podcast, which course do you think they would buy? They're going to buy the one that's specifically for them. So don't be afraid to niche down. Number 13, watercolor florals for beginners. So how to design beautiful floral watercolor designs as a relaxing hobby, or again, you can teach them to do that as their business. Number 14, the art of digital scrapbooking. Teach people to preserve memories digitally, focusing on software like Canva and Procreate. Number 15, resin art for beginners. Dive into the world of resin art, from beginner techniques to safety practices. Guide students through creating stunning, unique pieces like coasters, trays, wall art. Again, that can be expanded into a business. Number 16, productivity hacks for side hustlers. Help people balance a full-time job with a side hustle. Number 17, the home bartender's guide to mocktails. So teach people how to make delicious drinks that don't necessarily include alcohol. That would be for a very specific type of audience, right? Number 18, DIY skincare for sensitive skin. Number 19, wedding photography on a budget. So help budding photographers capture beautiful weddings without high-end gear. So maybe for people who are just starting to get into the wedding photography business, perfect for them. Organizing for new parents. Man, I need that. Guide new parents. I'm not a new parent. I've been a parent for 5 years. Still need it. Guide new parents in organizing their home to make it baby friendly. You could cover nursery setup, baby proofing, and plus all of the organization of all of the baby things that you have. Now, I want to go in now into specifically ideas for money, health, and relationships, because like I said, I see typically and I might get backlash for this, I don't know, but typically I feel like those are easier to sell. People really want those transformations, maybe more than, resin art or watercolor painting, or even organization, because I feel like sometimes people don't see the benefit of those things. Even though they might want it, it's not a need. Whereas money and health and relationships, those are needs. Okay, so let's dive into money. So, freelance business 101 for beginners, how to grow a freelance business, and talk about pricing, client acquisition, and managing taxes. Debt-free living for millennials. Guide millennials through strategies for paying off debt, like all the student loans we all have, budgeting, and building credit for financial stability. Teaching kids about money, man, that is such a cool idea. So you could have a course for parents where you lay out step by step how to show their kids how to be, financially stable as they grow up. Maybe give like worksheets or make a workbook or fun activities that kids would understand and like. Retirement planning for self-employed workers. So how to, find a retirement plan if you don't work for a company that offers that, like a 401k. How can you do that on your own? How to build a passive income streams. It's kind of something that I talk about. So like with digital products, but it doesn't have to be that. Maybe you can do affiliate marketing or rental property investing, stock investing. And then financial independence for couples. Guide couples on how to align their financial goals, budget as a team, and build a path together. That could be a great idea for maybe people that are getting married, and like a course they would take as part of their premarital counseling. Okay, so that was money. And then health, gut health for beginners. The basics of gut health, diet tips, supplements, and lifestyle changes that promote a healthy digestive system. Hormone balancing for women over 40. Manage your hormones through nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle changes. Home workout program for busy professionals. So, people that work a 9 to 5 and then they're tired and they get home, they don't want to go to the gym. How can they work out at home with limited equipment? I actually bought a course like that. It wasn't necessarily for like professionals, but it was working out at home with little equipment, and it had like a plan for like every day what you do. It even had like nutrition, and it was super helpful for me. Okay, let's see. Sleep optimization for night shift workers. Oh man, I feel like that would be so good for nurses or anyone that works overnight. A guide for those who work overnight shifts on how to improve sleep quality, reset circadian rhythms, and manage fatigue. And then family nutrition for the picky eater. I've actually purchased a picky eater course for my picky eater. A course designed for parents to improve family nutrition, specific strategies to get picky eaters to try new healthy foods. Right? And just a disclaimer on health and wellness things. You want to make sure that you are legally legit with that. And I always, say, have disclaimers on your website. You're not giving medical advice. They are not your patient, especially if you're like a healthcare provider. And also, there's a fine line between like, are you an expert in this? Because you want to have some type of certification or some type of credentials to be teaching people about health. So just be careful with that. But I've talked about this before, like when I started my new business from scratch that was about gluten-free eating. That could technically kind of be in like the health and wellness space because I was gluten-free because of health issues. But I wasn't giving people medical advice, nor am I like a certified registered dietitian. I was just showing people what foods are gluten-free, how to choose cleaner ingredients. So I think just be careful with that. Okay, and then some ideas for relationships. Co-parenting after divorce. Guide divorced parents through co-parenting strategies to reduce stress and create a harmonious environment for their children. Relationship boundaries for people pleasers. A course focused on setting healthy boundaries in relationships for people who tend to prioritize others over themselves. Let's see, conflict resolution for siblings. So help parents teach their kids constructive conflict resolution skills. That would be great if you have two siblings that are just always getting into fights. I mean, I feel like parents would absolutely pay for that if that is really, taking away from the family dynamic. Dating as a single parent. Help single parents re-enter the dating world with confidence, covering how to balance dating and parenting and tips for discussing family. Couples therapy techniques at home. A course that gives couples evidence-based relationship building skills and exercises so that they can practice together at home. So maybe like a married couple is struggling, maybe they don't want to pay weekly for counseling, or like their schedules aren't working for that, but they buy this course and they kind of learn DIY how to better work on their relationship. Okay, so that was way more than 20 ideas, but that definitely is going to get your brain going. I know that, courses and memberships are a bigger kind of, product to tackle, but I really think that there is a great place in the market for these. So if you already have a niche and you're passionate about something, think about, can you create a course or membership about this? And then I have tons of other podcast episodes about building the course and launching the course. It's still doable. They are still very relevant in today's digital climate. And hopefully these ideas got your brain going. And remember, I have that free training all about how to have a 5K launch. It's 5 steps to a 5K launch. You can watch that for free right now by heading to lindsaybowden.com/5. That's FIVE. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.